The Lord will fight for you. Psalm 91. Imagine waking up each morning, feeling the weight of the world bills piling up, work stress mounting, or news headlines screaming chaos. Now picture a quiet, sacred space where all those worries melt away, replaced by an unshakable sense of peace. That's the secret place of the Most High described in Psalm 91. This verse isn't just a poetic line. It's an invitation to experience divine protection through a personal, intimate relationship with God. Thank you for watching God's Word Inspires. Please subscribe to the channel to give me more motivation. I will pray for God's blessings upon you and your loved ones every day. I hope you enjoy this video. The phrase secret place evokes a sanctuary, like a cozy corner of your home where you feel utterly safe. For some, it's kneeling in prayer at dawn, whispering gratitude as the first rays of sunlight spill through the window. For others, it's a moment of stillness in the car before the day's hustle begins, where you surrender your fears to God. Dwelling here means consistently turning to God, not just in crisis, but as a daily habit. It's about building a spiritual home where God's presence is your foundation. When you abide under the shadow of the Almighty, you're under God's protective wing, like a child tucked beneath a parent's arm during a storm. This shadow isn't cold or distant. It's warm, enveloping, and powerful. Think of a soldier in battle, shielded by an impenetrable fortress. That's the Almighty's shadow for you, guarding against life's arrows, whether it's a toxic coworker's words, a health scare, or the anxiety that creeps in at 2 a.m. Consider Sarah, a single mom who faced eviction during a tough season. Each night, she read Psalm 91 aloud, clinging to this promise. One day, a church friend offered her a place to stay, and soon after, a job opportunity emerged. Sarah's story isn't a fairy tale. It's a testament to God's faithfulness when we dwell in His presence. The secret place became her refuge, not because her problems vanished instantly, but because she found strength to face them. This verse speaks to anyone seeking a Psalm 91 prayer for protection. It's a reminder that divine protection isn't a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. Start your day with a morning prayer for safety. Lord, I choose to dwell in your secret place today. Cover me with your shadow. Such prayers anchor you, reminding you that God is your refuge, no matter what storms arise. The world is noisy, filled with distractions that pull us from this sacred space, endless notifications, deadlines, or fears about the future. Yet Psalm 91 calls us back, urging us to carve out moments for God. Try setting aside 5 minutes each morning to meditate on this verse. Picture yourself stepping into God's presence, leaving chaos behind. Over time, this practice transforms your perspective, replacing fear with faith. For those battling anxiety, this promise is a lifeline. The shadow of the Almighty isn't just poetic, it's a shield against panic attacks, doubts, or overwhelming circumstances. It's God saying, I've got you. Whether you're facing a job loss, a family crisis, or simply the grind of daily life, this verse assures you that divine protection is yours when you stay close to God. As you share this Psalm 91 prayer on YouTube, invite your viewers to reflect. Where is their secret place? Encourage them to journal about a time God felt near, shielding them from harm. By dwelling in God's presence, we find not just safety, but a peace that surpasses understanding. Life can feel like a minefield sometimes, can it? One wrong step, and you're caught in a trap. Maybe a bad decision, a toxic relationship, or a financial scam. Psalm 91:3 offers a powerful promise. God will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and the deadly pestilence. These vivid images speak to the hidden dangers and widespread threats we face, assuring us that God's protection is stronger than any trap or plague. The snare of the fowler refers to a bird trapper's cunning net, designed to capture unsuspecting prey. In modern terms, think of the subtle traps life sets: a too-good-to-be-true investment that drains your savings, a manipulative friend who undermines your confidence, or an addiction that starts small but tightens its grip. These snares are sneaky, often disguised as harmless opportunities. Yet Psalm 91 declares that God sees what we don't. He's like a vigilant guide, steering us away from danger before we even realize it's there. Take Mike, a college student who nearly fell for an online scam promising quick cash. Something felt off, so he prayed for guidance, recalling Psalm 91. The next day, a friend warned him about similar schemes, saving him from financial ruin. Mike's story shows how God's deliverance often comes through subtle nudges, a gut feeling, a timely warning, or unexpected clarity. Then there's the deadly pestilence, a term that hits home in a world familiar with pandemics and health crises. Pestilence represents any widespread threat, literal diseases, mental health struggles, or societal chaos. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many turned to Psalm 91 for comfort, praying for protection from illness. But pestilence isn't just physical. It can be the epidemic of fear, negativity, or division that spreads like wildfire. God's promise is clear. He shields those who trust in Him, whether from a virus or the toxic atmosphere of a divided world. This verse is a cornerstone of any Psalm 91 prayer for protection. It reminds us that divine protection isn't limited to one type of danger. It covers the sneaky traps and the overwhelming plagues alike. When you start your day with a morning prayer for safety, you're claiming this promise: Lord, keep me safe from hidden dangers and overwhelming threats. It's a declaration of faith that God is your deliverer, no matter what comes your way. Reflect on a time you narrowly escaped harm, maybe a car accident avoided by seconds, or a gut instinct that kept you from a bad choice. That's God's hand at work, fulfilling Psalm 91:3. These moments aren't coincidences, they're evidence of a God who watches over you. For viewers struggling with fear, share this encouragement. God's protection is proactive. He doesn't just rescue you from the trap, He often keeps you from stepping into it. To make this verse practical, invite your YouTube audience to pray Psalm 91 daily, especially during uncertain times. Suggest they write down specific snares or pestilences they're facing, perhaps a workplace conflict or health anxiety, and ask God to deliver them. This practice builds trust, turning abstract promises into personal experiences of God's care. The beauty of this verse lies in its universality. Whether you're a parent praying for your kid's safety, a worker navigating office politics, or someone battling chronic illness, Psalm 91:3 speaks to you. It's a reminder that God's refuge is all-encompassing, shielding you from dangers seen and unseen. As you share this on YouTube, emphasize the peace this brings, a peace that anchors you, knowing God is your protector in every season. Fear can be a relentless enemy, creeping in when the lights go out or striking in broad daylight. Psalm 91:5 offers a bold promise. You don't have to live in fear, whether it's the terror by night or the arrow that flies by day. This verse speaks directly to our deepest anxieties, assuring us that God's protection banishes fear, no matter when or how it attacks. The terror by night conjures images of things that go bump in the dark, literal dangers like break-ins, or figurative ones like insomnia fueled by worry. Nighttime often amplifies our fears. Maybe you lie awake, replaying a stressful conversation or dreading tomorrow's challenges. For some, it's the fear of the unknown. Will my family be safe? Will I make ends meet? Psalm 91 says you don't have to be afraid, because God's presence is a light in the darkness, stronger than any terror. Consider Lisa, who struggled with panic attacks that hit hardest at night. She started reciting Psalm 91 before bed, picturing God's angels guarding her home. Over time, her anxiety eased, replaced by a peace she hadn't known in years. Lisa's experience shows that this verse isn't just a promise, it's a weapon against fear, activated through prayer and trust. Then there's the arrow that flies by day, symbolizing dangers that strike when we least expect them. These are the sudden blows, harsh criticism at work, a medical diagnosis out of nowhere, or a betrayal by someone you trusted. Arrows are swift and precise, but Psalm 91 declares that God's shield is swifter still. He deflects these attacks, protecting your heart and mind. Think of a time you faced an unexpected crisis, yet somehow came through unscathed. Maybe a last-minute job loss led to a better opportunity, or a near miss on the highway left you shaken but safe. That's the arrow missing its mark, thanks to God's divine protection. This verse is a cornerstone of any Psalm 91 prayer for protection, reminding us that God's care is constant day or night. For your YouTube audience, make this verse relatable by sharing how it applies to everyday life. Parents might fear for their teens in a world of peer pressure and online dangers. Professionals might dread workplace conflicts that feel like arrows aimed at their confidence. Encourage viewers to personalize their morning prayer for safety. Lord, guard me from the terrors of night and the arrows of day. Let me walk in your peace. This simple act reframes fear as an opportunity to trust God. The power of Psalm 91:5 lies in its call to reject fear entirely. It's not about ignoring danger, but about refusing to let it control you. In a world bombarded by scary headlines, crime, economic uncertainty, global conflicts, this promise is a lifeline. God's refuge means you can face each day with courage, knowing He's got your back. To engage your viewers, suggest a challenge. For 1 week, read Psalm 91:5 each morning and night, noting how it shifts their mindset. Ask them to comment with stories of how God calmed their fears. This builds community and boosts your video's interactivity, helping it rank higher on YouTube. Ultimately, this verse offers a peace that transcends circumstances. Whether you're battling nighttime anxiety or daytime stress, Psalm 91:5 invites you to rest in God's protection. It's a reminder that fear doesn't get the final word, God does. As you share this message, inspire your audience to embrace this truth, stepping into each day with the confidence that they are shielded by the Almighty. Life's threats don't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes they strike in broad daylight, when we feel most secure. Psalm 91:6 promises protection from the pestilence that walks in darkness and the destruction that wastes at noonday. This verse is a powerful reminder that God's refuge covers every moment, shielding us from both hidden dangers and sudden devastating blows. The pestilence that walks in darkness evokes silent, creeping threats, things like illness, depression, or doubts that fester unnoticed. These are the struggles that catch us off guard, like a virus spreading quietly, or a wave of grief that hits without warning. In 2020, many prayed Psalm 91 during the pandemic, seeking God's protection from a disease that seemed to lurk everywhere. But pestilence isn't just physical. It can be the toxic thoughts that erode our peace, or the subtle pressures that pull us from faith. God's promise is that these dark threats won't overcome you. Think of David, a small business owner whose company nearly collapsed during an economic downturn. Overwhelmed, he turned to Psalm 91, praying for deliverance from the pestilence of despair. A client unexpectedly renewed a contract, providing just enough to keep his business afloat. David's story shows how God's protection often works behind the scenes, neutralizing dangers before they take hold. Then there's the destruction that wastes at noonday, a vivid image of calamity striking when life seems brightest. Noonday is when the sun is high, a time of clarity and confidence. Yet, disasters don't always wait for the cover of night. They can hit during a routine workday, a family gathering, or a moment of celebration. A car accident on a sunny afternoon, a sudden job loss, or a public humiliation, these are the destructions that blindside us. Psalm 91 verse 6 assures us that God's shield is active even in these moments. Consider Emily, who received a cancer diagnosis during what should have been a joyful season, her daughter's wedding. Devastated, she clung to this verse, praying for strength. Miraculously, her treatment was successful, and she danced at the wedding, a living testimony to God's protection. Emily's experience reflects the heart of this Psalm 91 prayer for protection. God doesn't promise a life without trials, but He promises to carry you through them. For your YouTube video, make this verse accessible by connecting it to daily life. Viewers might relate to the noonday destruction as a workplace crisis or a family argument that erupts out of nowhere. Encourage them to start each day with a morning prayer for safety. Lord, protect me from the pestilence in darkness and the destruction at noonday. This simple practice builds faith, reminding us that God's care is constant. To boost engagement, ask viewers to share stories of times God shielded them from sudden disasters, maybe a financial hit that didn't devastate or a health scare that resolved. These testimonies inspire others and increase your video's shareability, helping it reach more people. The beauty of Psalm 91:6 is its comprehensive promise. No threat, whether sneaky or blatant, can overpower God's refuge. In a world of unpredictability, natural disasters, economic shifts, personal losses, this verse offers peace. It's a call to trust God's timing, knowing He's watching over you at midnight and noon. As you share this message, emphasize the hope it brings. With God as your protector, you can face any day with confidence, anchored in His unshakable love. Psalm 91 stands as a timeless beacon of comfort and assurance, offering a profound sense of safety and divine guardianship. Often referred to as the Psalm of Protection, it resonates deeply with those seeking refuge from life's uncertainties. Its vivid imagery and promises have inspired countless individuals, providing solace in times of distress and guiding them toward unwavering faith in God's protective embrace. After watching, remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video. I have many good videos to share. Learn to give, and God will give peace to you and your family.